This is an underrated Bertram. He's not underrated. I'm always hyping him up. Are you kidding me? Why is nobody screaming about these? Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. That was super sweet of you. Bert, where are you going? Oh no, I thought he was gonna stay and hang out. Oh, that's okay. I guess we'll just zoom in on the eye look and get right to that. So today's eye look, clearly in my purple era. I feel like I've been doing non-stop purple looks the last few days, but purple is my favorite color, so I'm not mad at it. But today I'm wearing the ColourPop Lilac You A Lot palette. I know for those of you who don't follow me on Instagram, you're probably like, wait, what's happening? A ColourPop product? You guys, ColourPop sent me a PR package. I know, me, constantly roasting them, but they either haven't seen my YouTube channel or they just appreciate honest reviews, and I appreciate that. So they did send me some products to try, and today was my first day trying the Lilac You A Lot palette. You can see I went for a very graphic look. They're super pigmented. I'm gonna keep testing this before I give like an official review on it because I haven't really tried it in a blendier look. Like this look is pretty graphic, pretty much doing stamping motions, so definitely keep your eye out for that and I will let you know. I am also wearing some of their pearl face gems, which like, this is a banger. This is a 10 out of 10. It's my first time wearing pearls on my face and I think they look so cute. Oh my gosh. I haven't seen these at the craft store. I've also been having trouble finding face gems in general at the craft store because I'm pretty sure Euphoria has just caused everybody to buy them all. So that's been a bummer. So I was happy to have some to try. But that's not what this video is about. You did not click on this video to find out all the different purple products I have on my face today. No, you clicked on this video because you, like me, have an interest in some underrated makeup products. Dang it, my necklace got all twisted around. The clasp is in the front. I hate when that happens. So you guys know me. I love screaming about my makeup favorites. I'm always telling you about makeup products that I want you to try that I think deserve more hype. So today I thought I would sit down and talk about some makeup products that I feel like I'm not hearing people talk about. And you guys, I'm on the pulse on Instagram. You know, I follow so many different makeup pages, so many different makeup artists, and there are just some products that I feel like I'm like, why aren't you using these? They're so good. I think you would use these if you knew about them. And of course, with anything, as much as I consider myself to be on the pulse, I'm sure that you probably follow a lot of people who are maybe already talking about these products. But if I can get one person to maybe give one of these products a try today, then that'll have made the whole video worth it for me. So if that sounds like a topic that is interesting to you and you want to hear about some underrated makeup that absolutely slaps, then I encourage you to please subscribe and keep on watching because it's coming at you right now. Alrighty, so the first makeup products for this one that I want to talk to you about are Odin's Eye eyeshadows. So for those of you who don't know, Odin's Eye Cosmetics is a Swedish indie makeup brand that I had only heard of through watching other small YouTubers here and there, and then over the summer they were kind enough to send me some stuff to try and have sent me a few of their launches. This is not sponsored, by the way. Nobody's telling me to talk about this. I just want to talk about it. But I'm so glad that they sent me some stuff because I was missing out. I was missing out so hard on their eyeshadow formula, and that's what I want to talk to you about here because their eyeshadows are freaking unbelievable. I had this palette, the Alva 2 eyeshadow palette, in my first bi-weekly makeup rotation that I did, and I never got sick of this. I could have kept this in my rotation for another 2 weeks or more because this is just so exciting to me. But I'm not talking about like exciting color stories today. I do think they do color stories really well, but I'm talking specifically about the formula. These mattes, effortless to blend. I just posted a review of the Blend Bunny Blends palette. That was like my most recent video, and I talked about the mattes in that palette being effortless to blend. The Odin's Eye mattes are absolutely on par with the Blend Bunny mattes. Both absolutely effortless to blend. If you are a beginner to makeup, or if you're somebody like me who still struggles with blending and doesn't always have the patience to spend a lot of time blending, I think you would love this formula because it's truly like your brush just kind of gets away from you and suddenly it's blended. Like it's just so easy. And the shimmers are super beautiful too. They're super reflective and sparkly. It's just a great formula. If I had to recommend a palette to start out with, because they have a lot of eyeshadow palettes, so it might be a little overwhelming, but if I were to give you some recommendations, of course, I would recommend the Alva 2 eyeshadow palette. It does have 2 pressed glitters in it, so if that's a deal breaker for you, I do have another option here, but I will say their pressed glitters are like so finely milled, they don't even really feel scratchy taking them off, so I'm okay with them, and it's only 2 out of the whole palette of like 16 shadows. So not a big deal for me, but let me give you an option with no glitters in it that has a beautiful color story, and that is the Odin's Eye Saga of Freya Cat's Breath palette. Speaking of Cat's Breath, look who's here. It's the baby. Oh, he wants to get down. Okay, here you go. But like I was saying, the Cat's Breath palette is absolutely beautiful. Look at the color story. Ooh, very satisfying noise too. It's like a book opening. If you're someone like me who loves like deep teals and turquoisey shades, it's got a lot of those, and the shimmers in this palette are freaking out of this world. I know I said the shimmers in the last palette were good, but these shimmers are on a whole other level. They're not only reflective, but they're incredibly sparkly too. Like they almost look like glitters. They're not, but they give like a glittery effect because that's how sparkly they are. Oh, let me swatch one for you. Okay, so this is the shade Cat Star, and I'm also gonna swatch Wool Ball because Wool Ball is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is Cat Star and this is Wool Ball, and I mean, they are just absolutely unreal. They're so like mirrored and reflective. These are the type of shadows you can just like pop in the center of your lid and you're gonna be sparkling at every angle. The sun is gonna be making them dance on your face. It's just gonna be so good. They're just such good shimmers. The mattes in here are also absolutely unbelievable. Just really great palette. So those are my two recommendations for you, the Alpha 2 palette and the Cat's Breath palette. But all Odin's Eye eyeshadow palettes, every single one that I have tried, I have not been disappointed by. In fact, I have their newest palette, the big collab that they've been teasing. I'm not gonna tell you who it is because of course it's a secret. I can't talk about it until February 9th, but I'm so excited to film a review with that video because that palette, it's freaking beautiful. It's so pretty. Odin's Eye is a great brand. Love them. Can't recommend them enough. And I think that they are severely underrated. All right, next up I want to talk to you about a couple products from Danessa Myricks. I do feel like the brand as a whole is underhyped, you know, maybe not in all communities. I feel like a lot of people I follow use them, but I feel like I don't hear a ton of people on YouTube talk about Danessa Myricks. So here I am on YouTube talking about Danessa Myricks. So my first recommendation to you, as you can see I got a million of them, is the Danessa Myricks Twin Flames Liquid Eyeshadows. I often call them the Twin Flame Multichromes because they are multichromes for the most part, but they're called the Twin Flames Liquid Eyeshadows. And I got a couple new shades recently that a friend of mine sent. Thank you so much, that was super sweet of you. So let me show you my most recent shades I've got. Okay, so this one is called Young Love, and it's like a pinky purpley shift. I mean, wow. Is it pinky purpley? Is it pink, purple, gold, green? It feels like it has so many shades of glitter in it. And then another new shade I have here is the shade Passion. I actually wore this shade to the Casey Musgraves concert last night, which was so good. Oh my gosh, but I wore this all over my lid because I really wanted to sparkle, and I feel like I achieved that. So both of these shades are absolutely gorgeous. They do have more than just like iridescent-y shades like this. I know I showed a lot of iridescent ones, but they also do have some shades that have more of like a black base to them. So I have this shade Serpentine, which is just the most gorgeous like snaky green. It really is like a serpentine green, but you can see this one might not be a multichrome. I think it's supposed to be a multichrome. I don't know, it's kind of a green to gold shift, but definitely less like glittery looking than these two, but still super pretty. And then they have some more like neutral shades. I say neutral, it's not really neutral, but like you have this shade Lover, which definitely has more of like a bronzy green base to it, but it has a beautiful red flip. So they have a wonderful variety of shades. I think these are so good. They don't make my lids feel dry and crusty at all, which I love. You just have to be careful to do like a thin layer. They can feel a little crusty if you keep like building and building and building and building them up, but you don't need to build them up because they're already so pigmented upon just like one or two swipes, you know? So I absolutely love these. They remind me of what I used to long for with the Stila Glitter and Glow liquid eyeshadows. I never got any because they were just like so expensive, and then I don't know, I feel like I wasn't seeing them as much anymore, but I feel like these are even better, and they're like $18, which I know is like a lot, but you don't have to use a lot of them. I feel like these are all gonna last me so freaking long, and they're really high quality too. They also don't feel like they would dry out super quick. I'm trying to think of how long I've had the one that I've had the longest. I've had the shade Everlasting for 2 months now, and it doesn't appear to be drying out at all. I know that's a complaint people sometimes have with liquid shadows, is that they can dry out really quick, but I've had this one for a couple months and it has not dried out even a little bit. So that's great to see. 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10 recommend the Danessa Myricks Twin Flame Multichromes Twin Flame Liquid Shadows because they're just so beautiful. Oh my gosh. And then my other recommendation from Danessa Myricks, I don't think will surprise anyone, and you're probably sick and tired of hearing me talk about it, but if this is your first video of mine, listen up, okay? Talking to you, listen up, okay? The Danessa Myricks Luxe Cream Palette is the best thing that I have bought in years. Like, I am obsessed with this. I don't say obsessed lightly, but I am in fact obsessed with this. I don't wear any other blush. I only wear this blush, and it is for eyes, lips, and cheeks. I've yet to put it on my eyes. I keep meaning to. I just have so many eyeshadows I want to play with right now, but I've worn it on my lips and cheeks. It's got a nice dewy finish to it. You can see I have it on here today. It's got a nice dewy finish to it, but it doesn't feel sticky, and it's pretty transfer resistant. I shouldn't say transfer resistant. I don't care about transfer resistant. I get makeup all over my mask all the time. So no, it's not transfer resistant, but it does have some good staying power. So like if I put this on, you know, earlier in the day, by the time I'm taking my makeup off, my blush is still there, which is very important to me because I do feel like a lot of blushes tend to fade and this one doesn't. So that's absolutely great. Also, if you were thinking about getting one of the new Danessa Myricks like littler blush palettes that she just came out with, this is the same thing. Somebody on Instagram compared the ingredients and they said the ingredients are literally the same, but this is $44 for 12 different blushes, whereas this is like 30 something dollars for only 4. So I don't know, I feel like if you like the formula, then you should just get the big one because it's a much better deal, and I love this stuff so much. I have the shade the Feminist, by the way. They also have a nudes one, I think it's called the Nudist, and it has a bunch of beautiful nudie shades in it, but if you like bolds like me, I definitely recommend the Feminist. And yeah, those are my Danessa Myricks recommendations for you guys. I just can't stop singing Danessa Myricks praises. She's so good. Everything, Bert, he's stealing the show. Bert, I'm trying to talk about underrated makeup products. This is an underrated Bertram. He's not underrated. I'm always hyping him up, and he's worth the hype. Anyway, those are my Danessa Myricks recommendations for you guys. I think the whole brand is underrated, but especially the Twin Flames liquid eyeshadows and the Luxe cream palettes. All right, let's talk about another indie makeup brand that I feel like is really underrated as a whole, but I do have some specific products to talk to you about, and that is the Copacetic Cosmetics Multichromes. So I do have some of their singles in this little magnetic palette here, and I want to talk about specifically the multichromes because they sent these to me, by the way. Not sponsored, nothing sponsored, no sponsors in this video whatsoever. I just want to talk about this, but they did send me some of these multichromes, and the second I tried them, I was like, are you kidding me? Why is nobody screaming about these? And to clarify, a lot of people on my Instagram are screaming about them, but I feel like not enough. Unless it were 100,000 people simultaneously outside my apartment screaming about these right now, then it's not enough hype being given. I'm gonna swatch them for you right now. We got a few different shades here. I also have a whole video like reviewing these, so if you want to see that, I'll link it down below if you want to see me put them on my eyes. But these are just unfreaking believable, and the reason why I feel like they deserve more hype is because some of them are dupes for like really high-end multichromes. So like I'm gonna show you one of these shades is a dupe for a Danessa Myricks multichrome, which is no longer available. So that's good news for all of us. I accidentally swatched them a little too close together. That's okay, you can still see. Look at the shift, they're so multi-dimensional. I wanna just all over my face right now. But like I was saying, one of these shades is a dupe for a Danessa Myricks multichrome from the Lightwork Volume 3 palette. This is the shade Galaxy. A lot of people were bummed that they weren't able to get this palette, so I wanted to show you this to show you how there's a dupe shade. Do you see that? They're literally the same. They look exactly the same as each other. And the shade that is a dupe is this shade. It's called Valorous. If you were to get one multichrome from Copacetic Cosmetics, let it be Valorous, because Valorous is so beautiful. Like I said, it's a dupe for that Danessa Myricks shade, and even the texture is a dupe. They're both so smooth and silky feeling. I just am really impressed by the Copacetic Cosmetics multichromes. Another thing I like about Copacetic Cosmetics is they do $2 Tuesdays. So every Tuesday they have a few different shades that you can choose from, and they're only $2, which is so great. It's so affordable and makes it much more accessible for an indie makeup brand. I know a lot of people want to try multichromes and more indie makeup shadows, eyeshadows, but they can tend to be expensive, and understandably so, because they hand make them a lot of the times. You know, they're not using these big like factory machines to make them. Like a lot of times they're hand pressing them, so I totally understand the prices, but I love that those $2 Tuesdays allow you to explore some more shades for a reasonable price point. So I definitely recommend following them on Instagram to keep up with what shades they're having for $2 Tuesdays, and I just really like the brand as a whole. I'm a big fan. I'm gonna be staring at my hand for the next 10 minutes because these multichromes are so pretty. But yeah, Copacetic Cosmetics multichromes are definitely an underrated makeup product. All right, next up we're talking about a lip product that I feel like is underhyped, and do you know what I'm gonna say? You know what I'm gonna say. It's the Tarte Markusha Juicy Lip Balms, of course. This is maybe my favorite lip balm formula ever. Like, it's so good. It's so buttery. I'm wearing something else right now, but I want to put this on over it because it makes my lips feel so juicy. It also smells like butter. Just like a stick of butter. Maybe, no, you know what it smells like? It smells like butter when it's covered in sugar, like when you're like baking something and you put the butter and the sugar in there. Maybe you take a little bite. Maybe you take just a little bite of butter with sugar on it. Look at the sun exposing me right now. You ever had butter with just a little bit of sugar on it? Hey, don't knock it till you try it. It's good stuff. That's what this smells like. But that's not what this video is about. The formula of this is so nice, and especially the applicator too, because a lot of times with really balmy, oily products like this, they'll just melt all around the applicator and make an absolute mess. But this one, I don't know what they've done, but it keeps it in a really good spot. Maybe it's the angle here that's like holding it in nicely, but I don't find that it makes a mess around the applicator and is slip sliding all over my lips. It's just really solid. It's as solid as an oily lip balm can be, and I really, really like it. This feels like a lip mask to me, which I love in a lip balm. I love a lip balm that feels like it's doing some like skincare benefit for me, and this one definitely leaves my lips feeling as hydrated when I take it off as when I first put it on, so I love that. And yeah, I'm sure maybe you heard about these ones. Maybe you're listening to this going, who hasn't heard of the Tarte Markusha Juicy Lip Balms? We already know about that. But if you haven't, now you do. The shade Wild Berry is absolutely beautiful. I know I'm wearing other lip products right now, but it's just a really subtle tint too. I say subtle tint, that's not so subtle. They have subtler shades. The shade Wild Berry, granted, is a little less subtle than I remembered, but this shade Orchid is more of like a nude, just like a nudie pink. So if you're into something more like that, I would recommend Orchid. And I want to keep trying other shades too, so let me know what shades you've tried of the Tarte Markusha Juicy Lip Balms. I always want to call them just like lip oils, but they are called lip balms. I just really like them. If you're a dry lips person like me who struggles in the winter time, and let's be real, all the time, I'm just dry all the time, but especially in the winter time, I'm wearing like pretty much exclusively tinted lip balms, and these are the ones I go to the most, and I just feel like I should be hearing about them more. So yeah, here I am telling you about them. The Tarte Markusha Juicy Lip Balms are definitely an underrated makeup product. All right, and the last underrated makeup product I want to talk about today before I lose the sun completely, my goodness, is the Lottie London Freckle Tint. I'm going to zoom in for this because we're going to put some freckles on. So I've tried quite a few faux freckle products. I've tried the ColourPop one. I've tried just using water activated liner for freckles. I've tried using brow pencil for freckles, and I gotta say, this Lottie London Freckle Tint is my absolute favorite. My friend Chris recommended it. Thank you so much, Chris. That was super sweet of you, but I'm so glad that I finally took their recommendation and got this because it's the most natural looking freckles. I know I put that on and you're like, natural, okay? But here's the thing, you put it on, you let it dry for like literally 5 seconds. Don't wait too long or else it'll get too dry. Let it dry for like 5 seconds, and then you just start stamping like this, and you can create more freckles. You can create little patterns of freckles. Do you see how it truly looks like a tint? Like, it doesn't look like I took an eyeliner pen and put dots on, which I can sometimes feel that way about the ColourPop one. I like the ColourPop freckle pen, but you don't have as much time to like blot them out. Like, they're pretty strong. I like using the ColourPop pen to like fill in my beauty marks so they like pop a little more, because those are a little darker anyways. But this is great for like subtle freckles if you're trying to go for a natural but very freckly look. I love the Lottie London Freckle Tint. It does come in different shades. I have the shade Light, which I feel like works really well for me. I also like that this has more of a red undertone to it. I feel like it makes it look very natural, at least for my skin tone, whereas the ColourPop pen I have is definitely more neutral, almost cool toned, so I feel like it doesn't look as natural, whereas this one kind of blends into my skin, especially with my blush too. I feel like when I'm wearing blush, it really looks very natural. And yeah, see how you you can kind of just, oh, I let that one sit a little long, but it's okay. Even if you let them sit too long, if you just kind of like press on them, the oils from your fingers will just like lift the pigmentation. So I feel like it's really user-friendly. Lottie London is not an expensive brand either. I think I got this for like $7 at Ulta, so it's a really good deal. I really like the product. I just find it really effortless, and like I said, I'm always looking for like faux freckle hacks. I'm always trying different things to make faux freckles easier, and I haven't found anything easier than this. I think this is the easiest way to do faux freckles. It is just so good. Oh, and I love how they look. So I definitely feel like the Lottie London Freckle Tint is underhyped, underrated, and I want you to try it. All right, you guys, and with that, we have reached the end of the video. Oh my goodness, those are all of the underrated makeup products that I had time to talk about here today. Oh, I forgot I had lip gloss in my hand and I just ran my fingers through my hair. Oh no. Yep, that's all the underrated makeup I wanted to talk about today. I feel like it's been a very chaotic video, but it's always chaotic videos on my channel. So if you're new here, I'd love to have you subscribe. My name is Giovanna, I'm a Virgo. I'd love to have you here. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. This is Bert. We don't know his astrological sign because we don't know his birthday, but I think he's either a Leo or a Virgo, but that's just my prediction. Let me know your Bert zodiac sign predictions in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you. Also, let me know your favorite underrated makeup products. Put me on to something. I would love to be put on. My subscribers literally never lead me astray. Every single product I have ever bought by subscriber recommendation has been absolutely incredible. You guys are so good. Thank you so much for your recommendations. I would love to hear more from you. Check out my description box for all of the makeup on my face today. Also in my description box, I will have a bunch of Black Lives Matter resources to support the Asian American community, and resources to support the LGBTQ+ community. So please click on those links if you haven't yet. And I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!